You are here with By the Cover. Today I'm going to be reviewing Wool by Hugh Howey. This is the first book in the Silo series. This book was 585 pages and took me 4 days to read. I would rate this book a 9 out of 10. As far as my likes with the book, I thought the author did an absolutely amazing job at describing and building up this world. He has a great way of doing character development while also moving the plot along, and he's not afraid to take chances. I love that the world feels very much like a tight-knit community, and you can see where one person's life affects another person's in one way or another. The author used time jumping to great effect in this book. A lot of times that will annoy me, but it really did not here, and I thought it was done very well. I like that there's certain rules to this world and you can see why things are the way that they are. My two favorite characters in this book were Juliet and Walker. I liked the ending, although I thought it was a little too neat, especially for the first book in the series, but we'll see how that plays out in the future. I haven't read the other two books. Once you finish this book, I would strongly encourage you to read the afterwords that the author wrote. It gives a bit of backstory as to what his inspirations were, and I thought that was absolutely incredible to read. There was a particular scene in this book that involved a dive that really reminded me of Michael Crichton's Sphere, which is my absolute favorite book. I really liked that scene, and I thought it was incredibly well done. As far as my nitpicks with the book, it's not something I personally disliked, but I could see other people maybe disliking this. There was certainly an ebb and flow to the action and non-action in this book. There were times where the action was lightning fast, and then we would go back to doing something very mundane. For example, there's an entire chapter about suiting up for the dive that I mentioned previously. There's an entire chapter of somebody fixing a circuit board. The author is not afraid to stick with a character and be in that character's head for a while. I see the reason why it's done, and therefore I can appreciate it, but it is noticeable. And if you're expecting the story to move quickly all of the time, you may be disappointed. I also think there's a little too much detail in certain situations, but that was really the only part of the story that was jarring. The rest of it was absolutely incredible. I love the world building. I loved the character development. I really liked the plot. I personally have found myself with a lot of post-apocalyptic books. I don't particularly enjoy them because the worlds are grimy, they're dirty, and they're not really fun to be in. I feel like this one is really gritty, but it's still fun to be in. And I absolutely love spending time with the characters. I really enjoyed this one. I'm definitely going to continue the series. I can't wait to read more by this author. So that's about it. We'll catch you later.